Hello, hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome to a new edition of our show titled Speak of Africa. We are very happy to meet you again this day. We have a whole lot of news for you. A whole lot of news is breaking out in Africa, and that's what we do all the time. We like to really talk about Africa. We like to speak of Africa. This is your voice. We're the voice of Africa. So let's speak of Africa. Today is actually what we call Memorial Day in the United States of America, where we are. Memorial Day was actually invented during the late 1980s to honor those who have fallen, those who serve in the U.S. military. When they fall, the U.S. government wants to honor their sacrifice to the American nation. Similarly, on this day, we should also take time on this show to pause, honor Africans who have really fallen in the cause of fighting for one Africa, one nation. And we'll start probably with the most popular son of Africa, who is born of Jamaican parents, and that's Bob Marley. So you guys know when Bob Marley passed, but Bob Marley did a whole lot for the African Unification Project. In fact, he has one song, Africa Unite. And he went to Zimbabwe to celebrate the independence of Zimbabwe. And Redemption Song is one song to which he spent a lot of time talking about self-determination, which is what Africans like us champion. Self-determination. The need for Africans to be masters of their own destiny. The need for Africans to free themselves of French slavery. That's exactly what this show is about. And I come from West Africa, and I like to talk about Cameroon also. And we have some of the heroes, the fallen heroes, like Yobe. Yobe was one of the leaders of a party called UPC, which wanted to really lead the country to independence. UPC had popular grassroots support, but the French connived with a puppet called Amadou Ahidjo to take power from Yobe, and that's how the independence of that country was aborted by the French. And you have so many other cases in Africa where the independence was aborted. So on a day like today, we really want to celebrate those guys who really died fighting for African independence. We start with Congo DRC, where probably we'll start with Patrice Emery Lumumba. He was the first prime minister of the Congo, but it was the Belgians connive and they killed him using a puppet called Desire Mobutu, who was his secretary. But today, we really want to ennoble Lumumba as a fallen hero, a national hero. There's even a song Franco composed for Lumumba, Lumumba Héros National. So we want to take the day of today to memorialize our fallen heroes, Lumumba. Okay? And we also feel sorry, the way we did last week. We spoke about the volcanic eruption at Mount Mirango in Congo. A lot of the people came back and they were shocked to find out that their homes were all destroyed by the volcanic eruption. And we feel terrible and we feel sad for them, and we ask God to help them so that they can rebuild and have more stuff later. Next, we've said a whole lot of good news. We're talking about fallen heroes. There are so many, almost in every country. Nigeria also has fallen heroes. In Nigeria, we look at somebody like Murtala Mohammed. That's a fallen hero. That's somebody who really believed in one Africa. He fought a whole lot to free a lot of the countries south of the motherland. Okay, he did a whole lot for them. And we think without Murtala Mohammed's help, Nigeria spent a whole lot of money to free a lot of those countries, including even South Africa. So we think Murtala Mohammed really deserves some praise as a fallen hero. So on a day like Memorial Day, America is celebrating its heroes. We have to celebrate our own heroes too. And when we look at somebody like Ojukwu, he's also a hero. He did not die in battle, but he really sacrificed everything for his people. When people thought probably he made a mistake, it's not a mistake. Even though Ojukwu has been gone, But today, the Biafra ideal lives on. And we're going to talk a lot about it, because you may kill an individual, but you cannot kill an idea. And that's just what the Nigerian government is finding out today. Today, Nigeria is actually becoming a failed state. When we talk about a failed state, in political theory, they organize the nation state into different stages. A state can go through different stages. You can have a strong state. A strong state is a state in which you have the rule of law. Typically, this is a democracy, like the United States of America, where you have the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive branch. So you have three divisions of government, and they work in tandem. The people know that this is a democracy. As we say, democracy started in Greece, which simply means people governing, demokratia, people governing. Government of the people, for the people, and by the people. When you have a state in a democratic level, this is a strong state. Then you can also have a weak state. A weak state is a state in which the rule of law is very weak. Okay? The central authority is not as strong. Then you can also have a failed state. A failed state is a state just the way Nigeria is today. I'm looking at Nigeria to meet the definition of a failed state, because when you look at what is happening today, there is so much insecurity. We've been talking about insecurity every week on this show, and we'll continue talking about it because people are dying every day. President Buhari is just confused. He doesn't really know what to do. Atahiru, the chief of staff, died. We told you this last week. But he has nominated a replacement. Who is this replacement? It's another guy from the north. Does it mean that people from the south of Nigeria cannot really run the apparatus, the military apparatus of that country? Why is it that President Buhari prefers choosing only northerners? So this shows you that he's very, very sectarian and very, very divisive, the way he looks at the country. Already he divides the people among themselves. To make things fair, he should be able to bring Nigerians from different parts of the country to really run the military apparatus. But he chooses to only bring people from the north, where he comes from. So this creates a whole lot of resentment. And this is why people, for example, in the Igbo area feel they are marginalized. And as we're shooting the show of today, we can tell you that the various Igbo organizations, IBOP and MASOP, are teaming together on the 31st, which is Monday. They're going to be doing a sit-down, a protest. They'll stay home to protest the marginalization of Igbos in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Igbos really have a lot of justification. Most of the reasons that cause both the immediate and remote causes of the Nigerian Biafra War that started in 1967, March 30th, it marks the beginning of that war. And today, March 30th, 2021, shows you that the people are remembering, they're looking back in anger. What caused them to want to separate and form their own nation is making them want to leave Nigeria again. And the Buhari government is very, very ineffective. It's celebrating a weak state, which doesn't really know how to apply the rule of force. And now the government doesn't have a monopoly on the use of force. So the whole security situation is disintegrating because so many actors now are using force. They are taking the law into their own hands, and this is creating a lot of insecurity. As we're coming to the studio today, we're told some of the school guys who were kidnapped have been released after their parents paid a whole lot of money for ransom. Even though the Nigerian government says they didn't pay any money, but the parents had to pay money. They had to go to the bushes to get their students, their children. So this is really sad. And we know that on Monday, there's going to be a whole lot of violence in the country because MASOP and IBOP are planning to really stage the sit down and protest. Already, the DSS has already started arresting a lot of Nigerians of the Biafran extraction. So this is going to create even more conflict. We don't know why the government is stupid. Why can they not really understand that this is a delicate situation? We need to handle it with care. Just using brute force against the Igbos is not going to solve the problem. If it radicalizes more of the Igbo youth to join this movement, as much as most of them don't even want to join this movement, but the way the Nigerian government is behaving is actually forcing them to join the Ibop and Masop groups, not to talk of the other splinter groups that are taking place. So this is really creating a whole lot of problem. While President Buhari's house is burning, it looks like he's really shifting his attention back to Mali. Well, we've talked about Mali many times on this show, and we've told you Assimi Goïta staged a coup d'etat, and he put a prime minister and a transitional president. But after a while, these two politicians changed the cabinet and dropped the two members of the army. They didn't want them to be in the cabinet. So Assimi Goïta reacted right away and decided to arrest the interim president, the prime minister, lock them up in a military camp in Kati in Mali. So after a lot of pressure, he released them, but he decided to make himself the president of the transition. Now you can have ECOWAS meeting now in Ghana, in Accra, Ghana, because right now Nana Akufo-Addo, the president of Ghana, is the president of ECOWAS. ECOWAS is really filled with a lot of these politicians who just care about themselves. They don't care about the people. But the African people want democracy. They want self-determination. They want to be self-reliant. They want to have their destiny in their own hands. So they understand that most of these politicians only care about their friends in the dictators club and their Western colonial masters. They don't care about the people. They feel like Assimi Goïta, who is the leader of the army now running a country, they feel at least he is speaking for the people. So they are supporting him. This time, Assimi Goïta went to the meeting in Accra, Ghana, and I was really impressed when I looked at him, well-dressed, sharp in his military uniform, to listen to the hypocrites from ECOWAS. What's really going to happen? Even though the foreign powers like France are not really happy with this coup d'etat, but they don't really have a lot of pleasant options. Most of the options on the table are very unpleasant, so they don't really know what to do. Whatever they choose is going to create more problems in Mali. So it looks like obeying the status quo may even work out better. The way we read the tea leaves, it looks like Assimi Goïta is going to be president of the transition for a while until he decides to return the country to civilian rule. And it looks like definitely he's going to choose somebody he's comfortable with to run the civilian administration, because he has already shown that appetite for power, and we know the way these military guys do things. He's not just going to go into the sunset. He doesn't want the military to be retired from the politics, so he wants the military to participate in politics. And that's the sad part which I see in the country now. So even though former President Goodluck Jonathan of Nigeria is back playing the shuttle of democracy, where is this going to take the region? Not very far. Our only fear is, as much as Nigeria is becoming a failed state in a political science theme, this would have repercussions in the whole region. Nigeria is a regional superpower, so if Nigeria is becoming a failed state, which is what we're telling you today, then this failure is going to have ramifications across the whole Lake Chad basin. Already you can hear about problems around the Sahel. If Nigeria is falling apart, so the whole security situation in those other areas is going to be exacerbated. And I suspect that's why President Buhari was confused and was looking for help from Western powers. But we think his time is up. He keeps complaining about conspiracy theories about a coup that a former president is staging against him. Who is that former president? Although he did not call the name, we can tell you that the name he has in mind is former President Olusegun Obasanjo, because that's the guy who has been criticizing Buhari a whole lot, telling him he's not really doing a good job. So please, those who love Nigeria should really pray and tell Buhari to step aside. But the way we can read the tea leaves, it looks like Nigeria is really getting ripe, ready for a coup d'etat. We're really surprised with what is happening, but we are just shocked, but we want to tell you the truth. The conditions are really ripe for a coup d'etat. So if a coup d'etat happens in Nigeria anytime soon, don't be surprised. Because the conditions that make for a coup d'etat, for those who have studied political science, Nigeria fits the mold perfectly at this juncture. Okay? From Nigeria now, we're going to move to Ambazonia. Ambazonia this week, you guys have sent us a lot of videos, and the videos really show the way the people are fighting against their government. Ambazonia is breaking away from La République du Cameroon. This week also, you guys sent us pictures of the first president of Ambazonia, Sisiku Julius Ayok-Tabe. We saw him in pictures and videos in Congo prison. The first picture showed him eating, I think swallow some gari fufu in prison with some of his guys. Then the next picture and video, we see Sisiku Ayok-Tabe becoming a pastor, preaching peace and the dream of Ambazonia. Some of the guys were saying that look at what he's wearing. He's wearing blue and white, the pictures of the colors of Ambazonia, right? Yeah, so people said, well, he was in good spirits, and the guys were in good spirits. They were really eating. But when people see this, what does it remind them? It reminds Ambazonians to fight harder, and that's what they are doing now. The longer Sisiku Ayok-Tabe stays in jail, the more his people will be fighting to free him. And when you see how violent the Ambazonia Restoration Forces have become, it's a sign of the time. We had predicted this many, many months ago. Many, many years ago, we said, please, do not allow these young people to learn how to fight a war. Stop this war, make peace, but who is listening to us? The powers that be don't listen to us. They may feel like we're just little guys. The African Nation TV is just small guys. We don't matter. True, we don't matter. We're just the downtrodden. We're the people. We speak for the people because they believe in their country, Africa, which is our nation. You may not listen to us, but we tell the truth. We're just like the fool in William Shakespeare. The motley fool is smarter than the king. The king is stupid. He doesn't listen to reason. The king is a stupid fool. Even though they say we are fools, but actually the king is a fool because we are smart. The king is not smart. He keeps making the wrong decisions. They were saying this war is going to take probably like a week or two. They'll finish the guys. But it's been more than 4 years. We predicted that, listen, these guys know the terrain, and you're giving them the opportunity to learn how to fight. When they learn how to fight, it will be easier for them to beat the pot-bellied thugs of President Paul Biya. What we predicted is happening now. You can even see a lot of violence. We don't even want to be showing pictures anymore because you guys send us so many videos showing the way IEDs are used to disable the guys from La République, those soldiers and thugs. It's very impressive when I look at those videos, but I don't want to show too much, but at least we have to make you see what is really happening, okay? It's really sad because La République is finished. It has become evident that La République cannot defeat Ambazonia. It has become evident. So the French have to sit down and start working new plans. Are they going to make an Anglophone to become the president of La République du Cameroon? Or what are they going to do? Or are they going to bring Frank Biya? Then the problem continues. If this happens, then you know that more war is going to happen in this part of the world. Next, we're going to move from Ambazonia now. We're going to show you, before we even move from Ambazonia, we want to talk about General No Pity. General No Pity is really filled with a lot of histrionics, okay? The guy, last week we showed you a video. They're just harvesting a lot of weapons from La République. Then now we're going to show you a picture of General No Pity with his guys at sea. You can see them fighting and enjoying the ride at sea, savoring success, okay? They're steering in the sea. You can see the video.
Enter the boundary between Bambalang and Bamali, Bali. Sorry. I don't know say that they come. All this baby, that no one of it ever lost.
We need more. We need more.
We take all of them.
And do the take am again.
Once I want to Mr. Biano, I say, me, I don't go buy no one weapon again. Yeah, I will take another for them. Now for them, I will take her.
Yes, so.
Now close on this one, I will kill and take her.
Yes.
We'll kill. Any Canada way no say in there. Me come out to them outside. Bring me a hit down. Face to face. At the home of a bridge. At one bridge. I said no 51 bridge. You know if you no doubt. Me on the battalion from Kutaba enter Bambala today. And the doctor of Bambala Wada. Say me they calm down. Me I will kill them all. Now me no pity. From the Marine Force Bambala. Today I will stop them. Yes. I will go stop them now. Yes.
So, General No Pity, congratulations for a job well done. You are great.
Hey, yo, Shay, I thought you was gonna take me to this place so I could get my taxes done. You know I'm trying to buy a new house. What's up?
Let's get it on. If you're searching for a house, call up my man Prince Ojong, the best in real estate. Take it from your guy's shape. When I say his services are the best in the states, word is born. He even take care of your tax forms, fat refunds. So come, get your business done. Consultations, financial organization, fast processing. No waiting, this man is amazing. The Prince.
Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131.
So now we're going to leave Ambazonia now and move to Ethiopia. Back in November, we had covered Ethiopia, and at the time, Ethiopia was fighting a war with the northern region of the country. We said this is not really going to be good, and we knew that the northern guys are very tough, the Tigray. They are very, very good soldiers, so we knew it would be difficult to just beat them in a few days. Abiy Ahmed miscalculated. Although he's an army guy, he miscalculated the strength of the northern guys. He had forgotten that whenever Ethiopia fought with Eritrea, those northern guys actually contributed to the victory of Ethiopia. They are really war-hardened people. Back in November, he launched the offensive on Mekele, and we said it's going to result in a lot of killing, a lot of people are going to die, but he didn't listen. So what has happened? The war has been going on, people are dying, and Abiy Ahmed is not really learning any lesson. This week, we're really disheartened to see people doing a stage protest saying that they are against the United States. President Biden just wants peace to reign in Ethiopia. But it looks like Abiy Ahmed doesn't like the message of peace, telling people that, okay, they're going to go to Russia and China. That's meaningless. America is a superpower. So Abiy Ahmed needs to understand that America can take on those challenges. So if he doesn't behave, America may have to take him out because he's not really doing a good thing. We are really disappointed with Abiy Ahmed, and we're telling you on this show, initially when he came, we thought he was a reformer who's going to do well, but now he has become a warmonger. So Abiy Ahmed has just been marked as an X on our list. He's not a good guy. So next, we'll move to Egypt. Egypt is around the north of Africa. You guys know that. It's a land of pharaohs, but you know that this is where a lot of black people started their existence, in Egypt. So don't just feel like because they have light skin, they are not part of Africa. They are part of Africa, and we always talk about Egypt because it's part of Africa. So this week, Egypt is trying to broker a truce between Israel and the Palestinians who live in the Gaza Strip. Is this peace going to hold? Well, we're going to watch and see, because let's see the way the political winds blow in Israel. Already, it looks like Benjamin Netanyahu may be having some challengers to the PM position. So let's see if Netanyahu will keep the position as prime minister or he will be kicked out. That will tell us exactly where things are going. So we leave Egypt, but we really want to emphasize the fact that there's so much insecurity and our people are tired of it. You look, when you bring a guy to become president and the people did not vote him, That's not a democratic state. So we need to come back to the resources. We need to start creating institutions, okay? Democracy. That's how we build strong states. The nation state is a Western concept. It's a Western creation. It's very, very weak. So most of the strong states in the world have democracy. If you don't have the rule of law, then you have the rule of the jungle. When there's a jungle, it means different actors can do whatever they want. And that's what obtains now in much of Africa. You don't listen to us. We preach on this show that we want peace and unity. We want the African people to be united. But if you don't work to make sure that they are united, you keep having all this tension, wars every day. Okay? And we've told you, when you look at political science, they put the nation state, when they study it, into different categories. You have the strong nation state, you have the weak nation state, you have the failed nation state, and you have the collapsed nation state. A collapsed nation state is like a place like Central African Republic. At one point, the place was a failed state to a point that it just collapsed. Then they had to just bring the UN to come and resuscitate the country. Do we want Nigeria to go that route? No. Do we want Cameroon to go that route? No. So if you don't want these countries to really collapse this way, then you need to start thinking. We need to visualize a new way to build the nation state, not the way the Western guys conceived it. The way the Western guys conceived the nation state was to have a weak state so that they can place dictators and they can use these dictators to steal the resources of the people. They pillage all the resources of these African countries because the dictators don't have any checks and balances. In a government where there are checks and balances, you realize that there's more peace, people feel engaged, but now the whole social contract doesn't obtain anymore. Because the way a state is built, you have what we used to call in political science a social contract. A contract between the governed, okay, and the people. So when you have a space like this, you have to try to make sure that the governed and the masters can work together so that there's peace. You have allegiance. The allegiance is for security. When we pay taxes, we want to live in a secure state. But if we live in a state and there's no security, then why are we paying taxes? That's where the allegiance expires. And this is what is happening in Africa. So we thank you very much for watching the show of today. And we just want to remind you that we've built an app for healthcare. We want to encourage a lot of people who are in the United States to look into this app, to share this app with their medical doctor. The app is called alexiahtc.com. Look at this app, tell your doctor about it. Then those who want to work, we're hiring people who want to work as medical billers. So if you do this, you have a good paying job in the medical profession. You can call 240-350-1131. May God bless you very, very much. Bye-bye.
Is your EMR EHR COVID-19 ready? If not, you do not know what you are missing. Why do you suffer in silence? Be smart. Turn to Alexia HTC today. Alexia HTC is the leader in virtual solution and communication technology in these times of pandemic crisis. When the unexpected happens, who are you going to call? Alexia HTC. Come and see how Alexia HTC Cloud Communications are enabling your fellow healthcare providers to consult with patients virtually and making big money. Alexia HTC also enables your employees to work remotely during the COVID-19 crisis. Are your employees safe? Do not jeopardize the health and safety of your patients and practice. What can Alexia HTC do for you? Alexia HTC is the new Colossus, the sister of physicians, who gives you back liberty, that is, the freedom to practice medicine your way. Vivacious virtual visits wherever you please. Amazing e-prescribing. Quick access to patient information. Easy access to medical records from other providers. Rapid drug allergy checks. Integrated lab tests and results. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled doctors yearning to breathe free. the wretched refuse of your greedy corporations. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed physicians, to me. I give them the refuge. The happy home of Alexia HTC. Act now. Browse alexiahtc.com or call 240-350-1131.
Medical practice software is too old. Indeed, all the programs are built on MUMPS, technology of the 1950s, and the programs cost too much money. Epic and Cerner cost billions of dollars. Meditech costs thousands of dollars too. In fact, that's why we created AlexiaHTC.com, a new and free EMR/EHR for doctors. AlexiaHTC.com is built for HIPAA. Yes, magical one-screen technology, ease of use, quick charting, amazing e-prescribing, tight labs integration, multi-office difference, because we believe doctors and patients need a break today. Be the first to test drive AlexiaHTC.com. You have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. Act now. Call 240-350-1131. Alexia Care Corporation at AlexiaHTC.com. Selling a service or a product? Need buyers? Use the African Nation TV as a channel to reach many viewers. Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131. Act today.